All day they've been led out in groups, told to hold their hands in the air as a precaution.
Wow, people walking out with their hands.
As SWAT teams continue to sweep the building. The FBI has released this photograph of Alexis, the now dead gunman who carried out the attack. But authorities still aren't sure whether or not he was acting alone and why he did it.
We don't know what the motive is at this stage. We'll continue to seek information about what the motive is, but we don't have any reason at this stage to suspect terrorism, but certainly it has not been ruled out.
Earlier, police helicopters hovered over the US Naval Sea Systems Command, carrying airborne SWAT teams. Hour after hour, their hunt continued. This is clearly still very much ongoing. Ambulances going past, helicopters in the air. We've seen at least two of them here. One of the military, one police. One of them was lowering what looked like a marksman onto the roof of one of the buildings here. Another possibly taking an injured victim away. We've just been moved back a block here. As you can see, a lot of emergency service vehicles here and the police moving people away. So the assumption is that this is still very much still ongoing. The hunt for this gunman is still happening here. Eyewitnesses described a terrifying mass shooting inside one of America's most important military installations.
I was on the phone and somebody came on my desk and said, hey, this is not a fire alarm. Somebody has been shot in the building. So we went around trying to get people out of the building. And as we were exiting the back door, we noticed him down the hall. He stepped around the corner, we heard shots. And as he came around the corner, he aimed his gun at us and he fired at least 2 or 3 shots.
He was far enough down the hall that we couldn't see his face, but we could see him with the rifle, and he raised and aimed at us and fired, and he hit high on the wall, just as we were trying to leave.
The US Navy Yard is like the Navy's Pentagon, controlling $30 billion worth of military spending. Somehow, 5 days after the anniversary of the September the 11th terrorist attacks, its security has been penetrated, with workers ordered not to flee the building, but to shelter in place.
Most of my coworkers who are actually on the yard and in the office have been told to stay in place and stay away from windows. And I've been told to stay away from the yard until they give us an all clear. Everyone sounds, of course, worried, but I think everyone in my office is safe. They're across the street in another building.
The shooting's taken place in the Navy Sea Command Center in the US Navy Yard, a sprawling military base in the southeastern quarter of America's capital. A perimeter cordon's been set up around the area, shutting neighboring streets and putting schools on lockdown. It's 2.5 miles from the political heart of Washington, D.C., Capitol Hill, where security has been stepped up. Over the river, flights at Washington's Ronald Reagan Airport were temporarily grounded. A massive law enforcement operation's underway. Americans are used to seeing mass shooting incidents inside their schools and public buildings, but not in what should be highly secure military bases. And it's not over yet. Dominic Waghorn, Sky News, Washington.